Boeing shares have been on the rise today despite the fact that we've seen them miss on both earnings and revenues with their Q3 numbers. Now, most notably, we did see earnings per shares come in at $1.45 a share. That's versus the $2.09 expected on the street. Now, of course, this is largely down to the temporary impact of the grounding of their 737 MAX fleet. And certainly that's something that people are looking towards when that temporary effect is going to be resolved. And certainly that could be the kind of thing that's going to get people back in for this stock. Now, the company essentially expects to see regulatory approval for the 737 MAX to return to market in Q4. And certainly that is a more optimistic outlook than pretty much all airlines out there. And certainly that has provided some upside for the stock. We've also seen them expect to raise production to 57 planes by the end of the year. And bearing in mind, markets had been expecting them to lower production at this Q3 report. In fact, we've seen them keep production at 42. So all in all, it does point towards a relatively bullish outlook for the return of the 737 MAX. Now, we can see in terms of the chart that shares have been rising from trendline support. This weekly time frame does allude to that fact and the potential for us to start finding a more bullish outlook from here on in. Towards the top end, we can also see that whilst we had been creating these new lower lows, we're actually now moving into more of an uptrend. So certainly things starting to pick up here. The shorter time frame we can see are on the 4-hour chart, that sharp move towards the upside despite the early losses, and this really does seem to solidify this as a potential base for the time being. The hourly time frame really giving us greater clarity on that. The breakthrough resistance at 341.08 provides us with not only a new higher high, but also solidifies the prior sell-off as being a higher low. So for me, this does look like it is a bottom. Whether this is going to be a retracement of the sell-off from around about 379.30 kind of area or not, that remains to be seen, but there's still plenty of room to move into towards the upside. So it does look like this is going to be the beginning of a bullish phase here for Boeing.